Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to Poke Tea Time, where we give y'all our hot take on the current news in the Pokemon community. My name's Yizzy Pokemon,
And I'm NotShivam.
and NotShivam. And as you can see in the thumbnail, I mean, I uploaded it kind of late because YouTube thumbnail only accepts 2 megabits, and yeah. That's my excuse. But we're gonna talk about some cool topics today, and we have a special guest. As you can see, is Michael, the ThePokeJew, and we're gonna be talking about that 450K deal, right, Ship? Ship?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that amongst other topics. I mean, you guys know what's going on. You guys have seen the video. You guys know right now, in regards to public knowledge, you guys know that he's working with David Lopez for the box break that's going to happen, for the base unlimited box break that's going to happen the 26th. And then, obviously, you guys are aware of the packs and the videos that Logan Paul had just put up. So you guys know, good old the ThePokeJew here, because he was actually our first guest too. So
Yeah.
full circle.
But let's talk about something else. What you got right there? What you wearing, man? Huh? What's that?
And clothes.
What?
Yeah, I'm wearing clothes,
Show
bro.
it off, man. Show off the people. Nobody's come on, Shiv. People know
So
what's going
this is
on.
a t-shirt, and this
Uh-huh.
is a jacket, and these are glasses.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty.
Is that a Pokemon on your jacket you have there? What is that?
Yeah, man, your jacket.
What about my? It's just a typical jean jacket with some lightnings on the sleeve. You know what I'm saying right here.
You got the Pikachu jacket. Let's go.
Yeah, I did, boy. You know what I'm saying? Let me show it off real quick. Okay. Yeah. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Levi hit me up. Poker community. Let's go. Drip drip. Pour some gas on it. Super gas. But did y'all get the jacket? Did you get this jacket too, Shiv? Or did you just?
No. I got both jackets.
You did?
Yeah. I know you did. I know you got both jackets. I only just got this one.
Okay. I think that's fresh. I put it on and I couldn't rock it. I couldn't rock it like you, man.
Yeah, I rocked it.
Hey, Jeff Torres said, do a spin for us.
Nah, I did the spin already on my TikTok, so it's all.
Dang, you can do it on TikTok, but you can't do it for the YouTube family? Okay. That's fair.
Nah,
Fair enough.
family, TikTok family / Instagram family.
Okay. But, guys, thank y'all for joining. What other do we want to do before we introduce Michael? He's out there patiently waiting for us.
We can do the rapid strike questions.
Ooh, you think Michael's ready for that though?
I'm gonna go ahead and crack open my Zevia, not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Okay, let's bring in him. Give us the intro. Give us the intro, Shiv.
Got the legendary PokeJew, because it's not PokeJew, because there could be a lot of PokeJews out there, but this is the PokeJew, the one and only PokeJew. The man's collection is insane. He's crushing it on TikTok. Last time around he had just started. He's killing it right now on there. He's grown pretty significantly on there. He's about to hit that 10K. Have you hit 10? He's about to hit that 10K. I think unless he hasn't already. But crushing it on Instagram. Last time he was here, I think he had just hit 25,000 followers on Instagram. He's well over. The man's just, the dude's just doing some deals left and right. So he's here to let us in the know-how of what's going on.
I need an announcer voice next time, Shiv. In the left corner, we have the ThePokeJew standing at 6'5", undisputed collection worth. Okay, here's ThePokeJew. There he is, guys. There he is. What's oops, hold on. This is the wrong time. It says Alex Sketch. Hold up. I forgot to switch it.
This man's new, guys.
Hold on.
This is first podcast.
No. I have it. Where did it go? Oh gosh. Okay. I'll fix it. Here, you just talk. Talk.
There we go.
What? Are you showing the secret? What's up, Michael? What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Is the ThePokeJew the one and only?
How you been doing, man?
How goes it? I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing all right. See, you're basically a celebrity now.
Yeah. I am just a mortal man with a Pokemon collection.
Humbleness. I love it. But before we start this, I have this thing because Battle Strike's coming out, and whatever new guest that has been coming on, I shoot them with. There's about 10, 15 questions. Not super challenging, but you do have to answer them pretty fast. I do say so myself.
So let me get the timer out. You get a minute, and you just got to answer these questions as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the first thing on top of your head. Try. It's a little tough. I don't think anybody has gotten it on the first try. They always need 2 tries. So.
Oh man, throwing me on the spot here. All right.
If you want to be the first, this is your chance. This is your chance.
Is that as time carries on within the minute, I'll count it down. Like if there's 30 seconds left, I'll say it's 30 seconds left, and I'll say 20 seconds left, 10, and then I'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So you ready, Izzy?
Yes.
You ready? The ThePokeJew, aka Michael.
I am ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Snorlax.
What is your favorite card item in your collection?
My PSA 10 Charizard.
Most expensive.
First edition.
Most expensive, and it can't be the same one, or it can.
Probably my first edition base set booster box.
Okay. Who's your favorite PokeTuber?
Pokerev.
Who is older, Shiv or Yizzy?
Shiv.
Name all 3 Gen first starter Pokemon.
30 seconds left.
Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur.
What is the first Pokemon item you ever bought?
A PSA, Flashfire XY booster box.
How many languages do you speak?
1.
Which Pokemon would you bring to a fight?
Hitmonchan.
Out of your most expensive and your favorite item, which one would you let go of first?
5, 4.
My base set unlimited box.
Oh my gosh, he did it! That's it! He finished it!
He crushed it.
Dang! Okay, Michael. Okay, I see you.
These were easy questions. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, people kind of thought about it for a minute.
They're going to be like, tell me about your mother.
Yeah. I did say you did mess up one question.
Which one?
I say name all 3 Gen 1 starter Pokemon.
No, you answered that right.
I think he said Blastoise.
Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur?
Yeah, those are all 3 starter Pokemon.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I was thinking Charmander. I guess I should have said first evolution. Yeah.
Well,
that's true.
Almost same thing.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, yeah, you get it. I'll give it to you. I personally do. But do what?
The man's crushed it.
I know. All right.
If you would have went Gen 2, Gen 3, I would have been like,
Maybe I should do that next, Shiv. Maybe I should do the recent one, Sword and Shield. That's what I'm gonna do next.
Maybe.
Maybe.
See now so Gen 2 would have been Chikorita. No.
Yeah. I'll give you
Chikorita.
that.
Totodile. And the stupid Cyndaquil.
Woo! Yeah. Whoa! That's one of my favorite Pokemon, Michael. Calm down.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. You finished that. Yeah, everybody's giving cheers in the chat. If y'all think Michael did an awesome job, y'all should totally smash the like. Shameless plug.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. But we're here, as you know, we brought you along to talk about the deal that you just made. On the first edition base set booster box. And that guy that you kind of sold it to is actually here too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my boy Lofty and the Standard Skill.
One of the main questions the main point of this is a lot of people don't get to see the intertwined workings of some of these deals, right? They see it on the news and it's just like, or they see it on posts and see it on Instagram and it's just like, boom, 450K deal. And that's it, right? What revolves around that, like in the making, like how long do these deals take? Like how do you source these out? Do they reach out to you? I mean, just give us a quick gist of like the insides of it.
So, obviously with being in the community as long as I have been, I tend to be one of the first accounts or faces that new collectors or just new people entering the hobby will find. And oftentimes I'm getting so many messages from just new people who have no idea, about what to invest in, or sometimes I get people who will hit me up and they are already sitting on insane collections. They had this since they were a kid, or their dad, it had this stuff and they inherited it over time. And a lot of times, you know, people will reach out, and in the funniest ways, yeah, I mean, sometimes you could find people who are sitting on gold mines of collections and don't really know what they have, so they want to talk to people who they know that they can trust. And that's one thing that I've always been like super like, that's been valuable to me, is that I'm like one of the most trustworthy people you'll ever meet, you know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I'm not one to try and, you know, sneak one over on you to get a better price on something, or to, you know, if you have something rare and you want me to tell you its value, I'm going to tell you what it is and its value, you know, so you know what to do in the future. And that's kind of how it happened with this first edition base set box. I, you know, made a friend recently who, he doesn't have social media of any kind. He, you know, was able to reach out to me, and, you know, a few phone calls later, I find out he's, you know, I call him the the Lex Luthor, or the Oliver Warbucks of collectibles, because this guy that I was working with, he is, you know, no joke. He's got an insane collection, more than just Pokemon, but he's very, very private, very, you know, can't have social media.
Oh,
So it was, you know, I was tasked to help him sell one of his Holy Grail items, which, you know, he basically has 3 Holy Grail items in his collection, and he was only willing to get rid of one because he was moving into a new house.
Are you allowed to? Is there like an NDA, or are you allowed to say?
His name is Yehuda. I'm not going to give any more information than that.
Okay.
But he's a good guy. But he had to choose between his first edition base set booster box. He also has a high grade Batman #1 comic book.
Ooh.
And he's also got a PSA 10 Michael Jordan rookie card. And also, you know, all kinds of other collectibles.
Right. So
did it just recently sell? I'm pretty sure that Batman, the issue #1 Batman just sold. If I remember Jeremy Padower talking about it, I don't know. But yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That box was yours. Was that box yours?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, you
No,
middleman.
it was Yehuda's.
It was that
box.
guy's. Okay, and you middleman for that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, me and him became pretty good friends, and he wanted to sell his first edition base set box because he's buying a new house for him and his family. So, you know, I helped him find a buyer, and we made a deal. It was actually kind of a funny story of how it happened. We originally had a buyer in the U.S., you know, make claim to the box. And he flew from California, you know, all the way across the country to the East Coast, and ended up getting cold feet and went home.
What?
Yeah. Which, I mean, he had his reasons, and I understand it. I mean, when we're talking this level of money, you know, it's normal to, you know, get nervous and to, you know, want to not go through with it. I mean, it is what it is.
Do you think people like that get nervous because they don't know what the ceiling is as far as like high-end items like this?
So I guess like one of my jobs was supposed to be, you know, I need to be there to be kind of like the expert to ensure the buyer that this is an authentic, legitimate box.
Correct.
Nothing funny with it. And everything was fine. It was more contractual stuff.
I see.
You know, so then I had already been talking with Standard Skill and Lofty because they have been looking for one. They were actually struggling to find one. But the moment the opportunity became available, I reached out to them, said, hey, the box is available if you want it. And not even a day later, we're already, you know, trying to figure out how to close the deal, and was able to make the magic happen.
Wow. So how long did it take to close the deal?
Less than a week.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Lofty?
once...
Okay, Lofty.
Yeah. I mean, they were determined to get a box, and I don't know if they've made any information public yet on what they plan to do with the box, but I'm sure it's going to be epic. So I'm sure the world's going to know. So it should be a really fun time.
Yeah.
So was it like, did they meet like where the guy was selling it, or where did y'all meet? Like, did y'all all meet at one spot?
No, I mean, they're international, so travel's pretty hard right now. So that's kind of why
So it was all.
it was important for me to get involved as the middleman.
Yeah.
To kind of be their eyes on site type thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you go about shipping something like that caliber? Like, I know I've seen, I think his name is like Rob G or something like that. I remember, like after his auction got done, that he won of I believe the Mickey Mantle PSA 9. They had like an actual armored truck deliver that to him. So, like, how does something like this get shipped over international?
No shipping would probably be involved in this. Someone's going to have to travel.
Okay, so they just put the deal. I guess they're gonna have someone come over there and pick it up, or they're gonna come themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The box is safe and secure. And, there was an agreement put in place. Once we figure out travel details and stuff, the box would be delivered that way. But normally there are private companies that you can use. Like there are private secure companies that do insurance for high-end items like that. But with something like this, it's just probably safer for someone to come travel and pick it up or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, Lofty said no. I'll be releasing a video next week. Need the Jew for that winky face.
Oh yeah.
So
Lofty and I have got some big plans coming up.
Ooh, okay. So no sign, no signature needed, huh?
No, not at this time. No.
Yeah, you're a busy man. Like you have, I mean, next week's already a busy week in general, right? Like obviously the 26th you have the unlimited box break with my good friend David Lopez.
Yes.
You're doing him on the 26th. Then after that, the next day is a Logan Paul box break, and then with Lofty here, him releasing a video next week. Man, you're a really busy man.
Yeah. It's been a fruitful 2021 so far.
Yeah,
I'll say.
It's been pretty crazy for you, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, ever since, like, let's be honest, I knew I was going to be involved whenever Logan Paul decided to come back.
Yeah, you told us.
Yep.
But I did not expect as much screen time as I was in. I think I was in for like a solid 2 minutes of the whole video, which, everyone else kind of got like 5-second blips. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, your name lingered on it too, right? Like there's a.
Yeah, no, he gave me an official shout out.
Yeah. Jeez. So what is it? That makes me think. What is like a day? Because you went full time recently, correct?
Yeah, I left my full-time job in October of last year, and I've actually kind of been. Yeah, I've been in like sort of vacation mode. Like I have big plans to really, solidify my position in the hobby. Because I am working on trying to grow my brand and everything, and what you guys are seeing is definitely kickstarting things. It's really helpful, but I do plan to make some big moves to try and interject myself into the mainstream Pokemon scene.
For me, that really blows my mind, because it's like myself and Easy, we're still growing content creators in general are still growing your following, right? And to see the amount of followers you have on Instagram, like 30 plus thousand followers, is no joke to laugh at, right? Like you have more followers than Super Duper Danny, and she has what, 11, 12, 15,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm like just to hear you say that you're still trying to solidify yourself, that's crazy to me, because it's like, man, this is gonna be a long road for myself, like a long road for me to get to where you are. But it's crazy. It's crazy to hear you say that, because it just shows the amount of dedication you have, and it also shows like the humbleness to it, right? Like the fact that you have built this following so far, like you're still saying, I'm still trying to establish myself. That's still crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not even doing a fourth of what I have the potential to do. I mean, leaving my job has really opened up a lot of opportunities for me to, actually sit and be careful about how I want to plan to do this, because I don't want to, put an idea into action and it just falls flat on my face because everyone's like, oh, that's not exciting.
Yeah. Are you gonna dip yourself into the modern too, or are you strictly?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way to, like, you have to be involved with a modern product as well.
So we can be expecting something like that.
Oh yeah, like Yizzy, like the stuff that you're doing with your pack breaks and stuff, like that sounds exciting. That's, something I might look into in the future as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. My pack breaks, that's pretty fun. I love the community aspect with it. A lot of people don't understand, like, when people come back in, they'll be like, oh yeah, like, hey Rob, or like, yo, hey Eddie, like last week, we played and you got better pulls than me. I want better pulls this week than you, and stuff like that. So the community aspect is definitely fun. What does it like? That's interesting. So what does like a 24-hour day for you look like? Because I've talked to Bonnie, and like, she's really public, like what she does. She goes lives with all the things, but like in terms of like what you do, what is like a 24? Are you answering emails, or like are you planning stuff? Like what type of stuff?
Bonnie's a workhorse. I'll tell you. There's few people that have work ethic as strong as her. So I she deserves all the pats on the back. As for me, as I said, like I've been in vacation mode. Like I worked at my old job as an IT technician for 9 years and only got, one vacation a year. And the previous 2 years that I was working with them, I didn't go on vacation. So
I feel that
since I've left, I've kind of, what I feel like, been taking it easy. I stay up too late. I stay up. I sleep in too late, but I stay up too late. I need to fix my sleep schedule. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, like ever since the whole Logan Paul thing, because like I know you recorded like that was recorded like back when I think like right around the time we had you, right? There was a picture of you on Instagram on the Impulsive set, right? Like that stuff was recorded a while back. So like ever since then, like what kind of doors have opened up for you since then? Because like I know for a fact, like if you're on Logan Paul's video, that you're getting more eyes on you than majority of PokeTubers combined out there. Like it's one of those things where it's like you're getting so much attention. How has that affected what you do already? What kind of doors, like major doors, has that opened up for you?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it's actually funny. I've been joking about it that I've been getting more comments on TikTok lately that I'm the Pokemon guy from the Logan Paul video.
Yeah, that's not
more than I am the Pokemon.
Nobody said it. Is that the collectible guru? No, I'm just kidding. he grew a beard out. Yeah. He's got hair now. What?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were happy to see me in that video. Yeah. But it's kind of funny, yeah, because I've been getting hit up by a lot of verified accounts, a lot of big time YouTubers, a lot of David Lopez is actually one of the first people that I've actually have done something super crazy like a base box break with. But we started talking, and Shivam, you know him pretty well. He's an awesome guy. Like, he's super fun to work with.
Yeah.
And we just instantly hit it off. And I think the base box break that we're going to do this weekend is going to be really exciting.
Yeah. So, like, essentially, I've been talking to David Lopez for months now. I know, he reached out to me on TikTok. He actually found me on TikTok. And, ever since then, I've been kind of like letting him know about certain things, giving him the ropes about certain stuff and helping him out in that regard. I know he wanted me to, fly out to him and do some content, but I was like, man, it's kind of tough with what's going on in the world.
What? You turned that down?
Yeah, I did.
Messed up.
The thing is, like, I it's not about, being on camera or anything. I like providing people value. But he had asked me, like, we were having a conversation a few weeks ago, like weeks ago. He was talking about base set blisters. I was like, oh, you're looking for a base set blister? No, he was looking for base set packs. And I said, well, you don't want to really, go on eBay and buy, old packs or like expensive packs, because you never know if they're weighed. And at this day and age, majority of that stuff is weighed. So I was like, he said, do you know of anyone that could actually like help me out? I said, honestly, no. He said something, and then I think that was the end of the conversation. I think a few days later he was like, do you know anyone that's, possibly selling a base set booster box or can verify whether or not something's real? And I said, honestly, I haven't held an actual, WotC booster box before, ever. I don't think I've ever held onto a WotC booster box. So I said, I tagged your name, and, I guess that's where things kicked off. And I'm glad it worked out between you and him, because he's a really, really nice guy. Like, I know he means well, and I know, like, him and his son have a great time, opening packs up. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah. I got to meet his family and everything too. They're all super, super nice as well.
Yeah.
And got to do a little sketch with him as well. So I got to, do some acting, and it wasn't bad for my first time, if I do say so myself.
It was fun. I laughed. I was like, man, this is really good. It was like a skit / sort of ad kind of, and that's the stuff that I really do like. Like, it's not like a straight up ad, like, hey, this is a box break, yada yada yada. This is what we're gonna do on the 26th. No, it was fun. It was good fun.
Yeah, and obviously, David, it's like nothing to him. So, it takes one scene for him, and he just nails it. But he'll take extra scenes just to be sure. Right. Kind of thing. For me, I just felt like a complete yutz, just like
Dang. I mean, he got big on what was it? The other where did he get big?
Huge on Vine.
Vine. He was on Vine.
Yeah,
he was actually in that group of like Vine celebrities that broke out and did big things. Like, I don't know if you got, like, obviously Logan and Jake Paul were in that group of people. But it was David Lopez. There was a guy, I forget his last name. His name was Rudy something.
Is that the backpack kid? No, that's he'd be he's a kid, so I don't think so.
He went on. He's doing music now.
Oh, okay, then yeah, it is a backpack kid.
Yeah.
Is he the one that started the floss? That guy?
Yeah. That's because, like, I know Vine was still relatively big, like 2012, 2013, I believe. But David Lopez, like, he's actually done content with Logan Paul too. Like, I remember being in high school, watching his stuff on Vine, and when he hit me up on TikTok, I was like, man, this is crazy. The first person I told was Alex Hodges. I was like, man, this is crazy. Is this what it's like, actually having people who is big hitting you up? But yeah, he's making like skits on YouTube still, so that's pretty cool.
Dude, some of these comments about your beard, Michael, are cracking me up.
Oh yeah, I haven't shaped it up.
No, they're saying good things. Like, he has a majestic beard, and then I comment, I'm like, that's where he keeps his knowledge about Pokemon in the beard. And then one guy says when he scratches it, I bet hollow sprinkles out of it, like hollow foil sprinkles. It's killing me.
Kanto Shark likes to joke and say that he attributes my fortune to the good times I've been having with Pokemon. He attributes it to the growth of my beard. He said, the longer your beard grows, the better you do in this hobby. I don't get it.
Just a great guy, too. I'll say that. Great dude.
I wish I could grow a beard.
Yeah,
give it a try.
I tried one day, and like only this grew out, and this. Like, there was nothing here. It's just like nothing in the middle. Just this spot, like these two spots, and then this little patch. And it got pretty long.
You're not trying hard.
Dude, it was no shave November up until like February, 4 months. It was pretty rough. All the ladies said cut it. So I had to.
So that brings us into more of like, let's get right into the details with like the whole Logan Paul thing.
Ooh.
So I know that transaction occurred. I know that, you obviously sourced out, stuff for him as well in that regard. I recently saw him put out a story where it was after the video. It was a couple of days after the video. Where he was gonna have this disclaimer about like, guys, like these prices are a lot higher than normal, than what market should be. The only reason why these prices are going up are because of the fact that there's an NFT involved. There's a lot of things that are involved, you know, getting a shout out, which is still very much underpriced when you look at it, you know, $30,000 to $40,000 to get a shout out is, you know, roughly five times less than what his normal cost is just to be able to get a shout out. It's like $150,000 just to get a shout out from Logan Paul, I'm pretty sure, on Facebook and Instagram. Not to mention, you know, the ability to milk whatever comes after that, right? Being able to build a video. So what do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think personally? What's going to happen to the actual market, even with this disclaimer? Do you think it's still going to pop off, even if Logan, you know, did that disclaimer? Do you think it's still going to skyrocket? Because I know we just saw today. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. A PWCC auction ended with a first edition Shadowless Charizard at $503,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw on Facebook that the guy commented say that was his card. I think it's Alex Tran that bought it.
Wow.
It is legitimate. He said, I paid for it here. So what do you think that this is just going to continue regardless of what Logan said?
Yes. Yeah, it's not. I mean, obviously what Logan said in his video, and I spoke to him about that before, because before I hit up Lofty, of course I sent the message to Logan and was like, hey, there's a box available if you want it. You know, he's like, I'm good. I have 5 other boxes. Like, yeah. I'm good with that.
Really? But, that's really interesting, because it's like in the video, you know, a lot of people, you know, got really upset right off the bat because it's like, oh, this guy's going to monopolize the first edition Shadowless booster boxes. But for, you know, for a guy that has a lot of money, for him to turn down another opportunity to get another box, that's crazy. That says a lot.
Well, I think, you know, obviously I don't think Logan wants to be considered a PokeTuber. I think whenever he does, and I don't think this will be the last box break that he does. You know, I think when he plans to do another one, it probably won't be for a while, but I know it's, you know, he still has a passion for it and he still loves it, but he's also Logan Paul. He's got to produce his own stuff and do his own thing.
He's got a boxing match too, right? With Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean, the fight with Mayweather, he can make so much content, and he's going to get paid so much from that fight. I mean,
are you going to be there?
Oh, go ahead. What did you say?
No, are you going to be there?
No, I'm not going to be.
Are you a boxing fan? I didn't know.
I mean, I'll watch if Mayweather's fighting, but like I'm not like a big boxing fan.
Oh, okay.
So like, you know, like I know one thing, like, you know, obviously we saw the prices of the packs, you know, relatively sell for what, $1.3 million for what the entirety of what the box is, I mean, what was broken up for. But like, I know he tied in NFTs, and for those guys who do not know, NFTs is a I believe it's it has to do with Ethereum in particular. I know because of this, like I know he's probably made about $3 to $4 million based off of just the NFTs alone. So it, like, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but do you know why he tied in that specific aspect with Pokemon? So
NFTs essentially is just like a coded. It's like cryptocurrency, but it's a collectible.
Yeah.
You know, in my mind, I kind of consider Bitcoin digital collectibles as well.
Yeah.
Because of the price of it, and because there, you know, is a limited amount of it. But that's essentially, I guess, what it is. It's just a collectible digital item that it can't be duplicated. It can't be. It's unique to the code that it's written in. And I personally, like, I get the push for the NFT because NFTs could become a big thing in the future. You know, everything is gearing towards technology nowadays, but to me, collectibles are something that you have and you hold in your hand.
Yeah.
So I understand the push behind NFT. But personally, I don't think that justified, you know, the price hike for the packs.
Right. So like my thing is this. Yeah, I remember CryptoKitties. It was really big back in 2018, I think.
Yeah.
But so like, do you sort of like a perfect marriage between the two, like Pokemon and, you know, NFTs, simply because of the fact that there's something, I wouldn't say it's backing it, but like technically speaking, this pack break is backing it, right? Like I don't know. It's a really it's a new type of discussion that's probably gonna happen more and more often as, you know, this hobby grows, because I know, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that cryptocurrencies are married now, so to speak,
Wow.
to a pack. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. I wanted to know what your input on that was.
Yeah, I mean, I think the price per pack was 100% driven by the event that Logan Paul is putting up and the exposure that he can provide to anyone. I mean, I didn't buy a pack in the box break, and the video that he posted was a few weeks ago, but I'm still feeling the effects of being in that video. Like the followers are still flowing in. I can create more content just off of that. You know, I could, go on video and, give a frame by frame, step by step moment of what it was like being in the Maverick house and stuff like that.
You can milk it like Randolph.
Feed off. Oh yeah. Well, even Randolph said in one of his videos that he gained like 100,000 something followers just from being a part of that event.
Yeah.
And it's like that. Like Logan is low key. Like whether you love him or you hate him, he's low key one of the most famous people in the United States, if not the world.
Yeah.
You look up top 50 most famous people on Earth, and he'll be in the top 50. You know,
I know you don't deal with the modern market, and we're seeing more things where Pokemon is just, it's constantly going up in demand. I guess my question is do you see a ceiling? Like, do you see this ever slowing down? Like, is this just like, I know obviously with the whole vintage side of the hobby, I feel like it's sustainable because I mean it's very few, it's pretty fixed. But like, we always talk about, two sides of the hobby, the modern and the vintage. Do you think do you think it's just separate, or do you think it's all cohesive, right? Like, do you think the modern side of the hobby is very much sustainable with the way things are going? Like, if PSA were to happen, if PSA were to catch up on all the orders, do you think it's going to spell a lot of trouble with the modern market? I just wanted to ask you that. What are your thoughts behind that?
No, I mean, I think there will always be sustainable growth in the vintage and the modern market. Okay. I think, Shivam, you made a TikTok a little while ago that, like, I thought you hit the nail on the head perfectly, where you said, if you compare the Pokemon TCG to the stock market, vintage is like, your Amazons, your Teslas, your Apples, your Nvidia stocks, where modern is like penny stocks.
Dogecoin.
Like someone could just decide to sit on 50 copies of a full art holographic Charizard from a couple of years ago, and then suddenly out of nowhere, the price will just skyrocket on that card, and they can cash out on those cards.
I guess my question, does that mean, like, if you just put money in Pokemon, it's destined to value? Like, that's my question. Like, I don't know, it just seems like all too easy for me. Like, I'm trying to put my skeptical hat on, like, what I'm trying to ask is, like, obviously vintage is going to go up, right? Everything ebbs and flows, but, like, is every Pokemon card destined to keep going up? Like, I don't know. It's kind of a tough conversation to have considering we're in new territory, but
I think so. Eventually, in time, there will be a cap, and there will just be a point in time where, Pokemon will lose interest. It could be 100 years from now, who knows? But you got to look at like collectibles from like the current market and from the old market. Let's say like ancient coins, you would think that a mint condition gold coin from the reign of Julius Caesar would be priceless, but it's not. The one SM Pratt bought which is one of the highest grades in existence for that particular coin, is roughly $80,000 to $90,000.
Wow.
You know, baseball cards today, the Mickey Mantle rookie card in the PSA 8 sells for multiple millions.
Yeah, 9 just sold for 5.2 million dollars. I know outsold for $3.2 million like a few months ago.
And Mike Trout is still playing, and he's still young.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and it just goes to show, like, if collectible cards in the sports realm can hit those prices in such a short period of time, it's all about the health of the market in general that backs up the price growth. But for like the vintage stuff, I think there will always be a steady growth. I don't think it's going to be, you know, super fast paced like it has anytime Gary Vee speaks a word about it, or when Logan Paul pops up in a video about it. But I think there will always be steady growth because it's now at a point where it's a cross collectible item.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a Pokemon fan to want a first edition Shadow Space Set booster box. You know, you can just be a collector of rare items.
Do you think it will spike like that? Because I was thinking, like, you know how it spiked really fast when Logan Paul did it, because it was a shock to the world, right? It hasn't reached this type of notoriety ever, but now that it has happened, and you know, Pokemon surprises us all the time. Like, we see the evolutions just, pew! Like, it just surprises us. The last thing we can expect is what it's going to happen. But then we see like Aoki, that he did his and it didn't really spike, right? He's like a international superstar, and above other things, you know, it slowed down a lot. So do you think this next, like, it leads me to believe, I mean, I don't even know. I really don't have an opinion on it. I can see both sides. I can see it it'll stay steady. I can see it also spiking. So it's just, I don't know. It's because, you know, we're already in that territory. It's already been exposed the first time.
And I 100% agree. You know, I think Steve Aoki is definitely one of the most talented DJs in the world. But Gary Vee said something that really resonated with me, which is kind of what made me really want to like dig in and go deep into TikTok content creation and to do better with, you know, my YouTube content, is that the TV no longer is relevant to us. You know, our phones is what we get 95% of our entertainment from.
12 hours on my phone every single day.
Yeah. Like and that's everyone. Every single person spends so much time on their phones. So it's like Logan Paul has already been doing that since he was, 15?
Yeah, pretty much since the Vine era, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Steve Aoki, you know, he's known to everyone who, you know, puts earbuds in their ears and listens to his music. He doesn't have the kind of eyes that Logan has on him, because Logan's been building a following since he's been young.
Yeah.
And 22 million subscribers on YouTube, you know, he got 1 million plus views within the first couple of hours of it being posted.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
There's few people that can really do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess you think it's going to like spike threefold, or what do you?
All it takes is for another individual with as much, as much of a following as Logan Paul to, you know, really be open about it and getting into collecting. Like, imagine if Elon Musk
oh my God.
got into Pokemon. Like, imagine what that would do to the market.
Or The Rock Johnson.
He could. As a kid.
Imagine Drake. Someone like Drake getting into the hobby. You know, and Drake is a known he's a known card collector.
Yeah.
And he's in you know, around our age group. So, you know, he could easily, you know, Gary Vee could decide to give him a call one day and be like, "Hey, I got a PSA 10 first edition Charizard my buddy's selling. Do you want it?"
Yeah.
One Instagram post of Drake, you know, with that card, and GG, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, Gary Vee slowed down a little, no? On like kind of talking about Pokemon as much.
Who?
Gary Vee.
No, he still talks about it.
He tweets about it, and, you know, he'll pepper it in at least once every couple of months.
It's either tweets, his live streams, his TikTok. Dude, you might not see it on Facebook or Instagram, but you'll see it on TikTok. And if you don't see it on TikTok, it's on Twitter. Like, the dude's everywhere. Like, I kid you not, he's posting on every single platform there is. He's spreading it out, you know. He will cycle it out.
And he was really the catalyst that really kickstarted all of this crazy hype into gear. Because let's be honest, Logan, he loved Pokemon. I mean, even before he got super serious into it, he had a Squirtle tattoo, you know, and he had, you know, Pokemon stuff in his podcast. But it was Gary Vee that gave him a call and was like, hey, you really need to get into this Pokemon collecting. This is awesome stuff.
You got a Pokemon tattoo?
No, Logan's got
no,
the
I say,
Squirtle tattoo.
Do you? That we don't know about?
No.
You don't want to share it? Okay.
I'm Jewish. I can't do tattoos.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Never mind.
So that leads to the next question. Like, I know last time we spoke, right? We were talking about whether or not Logan truly does like Pokemon. There's a lot of people that still believe that he doesn't like Pokemon, and a lot of people believe that, you know, that whole stint back then when he said that he was, you know, he wasn't collecting Pokemon anymore. He did that to manipulate the market to be able to buy back these Pokemon products at a cheaper price because he knew what kind of effect he had. So, like, what can you answer anything in regards to that? Like, why do you think he obviously said that like, I don't want to collect Pokemon anymore? Like, you might have answered that already, but I just want to you know, ask that again, because there's a lot of people out there that still believe that Logan Paul is just in it for the money. He's just doing it to manipulate the market. He's just doing it to deepen his own pocket, stuff like that. What can you say about that?
No, I mean, like, anyone who says that he's in it just for the money, you know, and that he doesn't like Pokemon, they just don't know what they're talking about. Like, I know Logan personally. Like, I've met him. I've had long conversations with him, and he's definitely a Pokemon nerd. Like, he's, you know, he is on eBay all the time. You know, he's still very, very into the hobby. And, you know, he watched the show as a kid. He played the card game as a kid. Yeah. He has, his favorite set is obviously base set.
Yeah.
You know, he is aware of the effect that he has on the market. And I've told him, like, dude, you realize if you just decided to open up a first edition Neo Genesis box or a Neo Destiny box, like, you realize, you know what that could do to the hot to that market, right?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I know, man. Like, he's like, trust me, I know, but it doesn't get me excited. Like, he only really played base set cards when he was a kid. Like, he did Jungle and Fossil, but he really liked the base set cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, when people say that, like, Logan's just in it for the money, I'm like, I got to disagree. The reason being is because of the fact that, like, I say it all the time, you know, Pokemon was big back in 1999 and 2000. Like, if, like, the amount of marketing that Pokemon did to basically bring any sort of level of exposure to any sort of kid is just ridiculous. Like, they did it via toys. They did it through candy. They did it through cooking utensils. They did it by breakfast foods. Like, they did this whole stint with everything in regards to Kellogg's related foods, like Eggos, cereals, Pop-Tarts, you name it. So, like, and macaroni, like Kraft mac and cheese stuff. So, like, the average kid who went shopping with their parents at a retail location, if they never even went through the toy section, if just by walking through a typical, you know, cereal aisle or, you know,
shirts, toys, like, they hit every kid type of marketing you could possibly think of.
Yeah, I mean, when you say this, the biggest media franchise on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, unless you're living under the Earth's crust and never have seen the sun, or you're living on a remote island that no other human being has ever been to, if you are a living, breathing, sentient person, you know what Pokemon is at any level. Even if you know, just know Pikachu or Squirtle or whatever, like, you know, if you're a human, you know of it. You know, it's no secret.
So, like, what do you, I guess this new thing is, like, I guess there's, like, a trend going on right now where you have a lot of I guess it's newer people, really. Newer people. And when I say new, I mean by people who've been around Pokemon as long as myself and Yizzy has. Like, I still consider myself and Yizzy still new. People have only been around, let's say a year and a half and less. What do you have to, like, there's a lot of people who are, I guess, are reverse gatekeeping, right? They're blaming content creators who've been in this space for a really, really long time, or they're blaming, celebrities because they can't get their products. But I think that the thing is that they don't understand that people like yourself or content creators have gone so many years without, making this level of coin before, like yourself, Leonhardt, Rev, all these people are now just seeing the benefit of it after so many years. So like, what do you have to, like, I don't know if you're aware of people trying to gatekeep, I guess.
Oh no, I'm aware. Trust me, I've had to unfollow some people because I'm just tired of seeing it.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about that?
I mean, I personally think it's just a cry for attention, just a cry for relevancy. You know, like, to me, I feel like you're doing more damage by actively, being against it's not like an unorganic thing. What Logan Paul what Logan Paul is doing is not inorganic,
Right.
It's 100% organic. In fact, I think personally, first edition base set has been underpriced.
It still is.
For the longest time.
It still is.
Yeah, I mean, for it only being 25 years old now, for it to be at the price that it's at now with how popular it is, like, I think it just shows how much more potential, that market has for growth. But for someone to, entirely blame the destruction of the hobby on big, social media influencers getting into the hobby, I feel like it's nothing more than just, trying to keep yourself relevant, like just arguing for the sake of argument.
That's fair.
A lot there, and there's other people who are on that side of the spectrum who are sitting on multi-million-dollar collections themselves.
Yeah.
But then there's also the people who, have never even smelled a base set unlimited box. And it's like SM Pratt hit it on the head. Like, you have to look at yourself and, do what you love with what you're capable of doing. You have to adapt or die kind of thing.
I spoke about that last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted first edition Shadowless base set, but you are physically unable to, make the money appear to be able to get those collection goals, go to Unlimited. It's no one's going to think less of you because you don't have the money to get the best things.
Right. I was just talking to, so like I'm in a Digimon group chat with Charizard King Murphy and a couple other dudes that they have pretty extensive collections, and they're like, Shivam, honestly, for you to come into this space a year and a half ago to be able to get what you have now, like the collection that you have now, that's crazy. Because like there's not many people out there that can say that they grew their collection to what you have. And I said, honestly, it's because I didn't go crazy buying, Hidden Fates. I didn't go crazy buying booster boxes every single week. I'd much rather take my $100 and put it towards something that I think hits home to me, right? Like, I'm 25 years old. There's a lot of adults on the Instagram side of the community, right? And I'm not here to tell anyone how to collect, but I know for a fact that when it comes to most of us adults, a year and a half ago when prices were still reachable, right? Like, you could buy a first edition a Hollow Dark Charizard for 120 some bucks, which is the cost of a booster box. It's like, why would you choose a booster box when you can buy something that resonates to you? Like, I don't know. I just, that's one of those things. So like, when I see people who, attack creators for, developing this sort of environment, right? Like people like Leonhardt are people, that have grown this hobby. Like, these are people that were down in the trenches when Pokemon wasn't worth anything. So yeah,
It's definitely, and one of the things that I hate hearing people say, and I hear people say this more often than anything, is, oh, average collectors will never be able to touch the vintage stuff.
they can't.
Like, that's absolute, I'm sorry, that's bullshit.
It is.
Like, and these are people who will, say, oh, I'll never be able to afford a booster box now. But then they'll spend, $1,000 on Shining Fates.
Right.
Or whatever.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, if you really want to get into vintage, manage yourself, manage your money, save up, make a plan. Like, I stopped opening tons of modern because I realized it just wasn't worth it
Yeah,
in the long run.
Yeah. Plus, like, for me, okay, so like I was opening up, Burning Shadows and Unbroken Bonds in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I got my chase after my first booster box, but then I bought 4 more booster boxes, and after opening those cards, it didn't really mean anything to me. Like, I was stuck with a bunch of bulk. I was like, man, what? Like, this literally doesn't hit home to me at all. Like, yes, I love Pokemon. I love some of the Pokemon that were featured on the cards, but it doesn't mean anything to me. So, like, that's when it just immediately where I need to save up my money and buy vintage stuff. And, like, for anyone to say that vintage has become too expensive, I gotta disagree wholeheartedly. There are plenty of vintage cards to this day where you can buy for less than $100 at mint condition. There are Meiji cards, there's Top Sun cards, there's a lot of Japanese cards that are still available that you can still buy. People just don't, like, I say it all the time, and I don't mean to be rude. I'm just being blunt and honest that you just gotta look for it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people's concern is also even if they're not complaining about vintage, they're complaining about the modern. It's unreachable because I don't know. They're saying the after effects of content creators and what they say and what effects they have in terms of, like, not overhyping, but just, like, talking about it in general and saying there's after effects to what content creators say.
I want to touch on that. Pokemon content creators are excited about Pokemon, right? They can literally talk about anything. They can talk about anything Pokemon related, and demand goes up immediately. So, of course, like, for anyone to basically say that they're, like, intentionally hyping up the market, I don't know. I gotta disagree. Like, they're excited about Pokemon. Like, what are they supposed to do? Go on a video and just, like, say that this is terrible? Pokemon should not be this much and stuff like that? I don't know.
It's like reverse psychology almost.
Yeah.
Does it have, like, what do you think the effects are for, like, vintage to modern? Like, do you feel like they're more separated than ever, or do you think they coincide with each other? Do they have any effects on each other as far as the secondary market goes?
Yeah, I personally, I think they're two totally different monsters. It's two totally different things, and people, shouldn't get confused with the two because vintage is never going to be reprinted. It's always going to stay finite. It's always going to stay where it's at,
Mm-hmm.
and the demand for it, comes in waves. And modern, they're always pumping out new stuff. There's always new things to get excited for, where vintage is vintage. It doesn't change. People, just got to come into the hobby, gain interest in it, and want to buy it. And it shows the health of the vintage market, as prices continue to climb as time goes on. There has been no downside, I think, to it. And with modern too, like, modern is more popular than ever. Modern is what people can do for fun. It's fun to open packs. Like, there's nothing, I'm sorry, as a 30-year-old man,
Mm-hmm.
there are few things more fun in life than, having a nice stack of packs and cracking open into it and getting that chase card.
Yeah.
You can't do that with vintage. With vintage, unless you're rich, you can't sit and open up a stack of Sky Ridge packs and, be like, oh well, I didn't pull the crystal Charizard. Sorry, you know.
You'll have kicked in the gut because you didn't pull it. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you literally, like unless you are an extremely wealthy person, you can't just sit and open up a stack of vintage cards, you know, vintage packs. But with modern, the sky is the limit. You know, obviously you gotta, you know, be responsible with yourself. You don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on modern and not get your chase card. You gotta, you know, set limits.
Do you believe? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Do you believe that I mean, I'm not saying that every content creator is, you know, great, right? But I do, like, I saw a comment on here that there are content creators that whenever they show a card, you know, that's, you know, straight up pulled, right? They just automatically give it the value of what a PSA 10 should be. And I don't see it. I see it in big content creators. I see it in small content creators. Do you think that's an issue where, like, let's say I pull, you know, an Evolution Charizard, right? We all know that it's for it to get a PSA 10, it's literally a 3% PSA 10. So right off the bat, you know, when people pull it, you know, I saw a TikTok where someone pulled an Evolution's Charizard. They're like, oh, this is a $5,000 card, right? Do you find issues with people doing that?
I don't think it's necessarily an issue because I'm kind of guilty of doing that a little bit myself.
Okay.
Because it's a way of, you know, it's a more attractive way to, you know, get people to click on your video to say, like, I pulled a $35,000 card or something like that. But we all know that it's all circumstantial to the grade itself. And I personally think, you know, a lot of people do that where they'll pull the pack straight up and be like, oh my God, we just pulled a $35,000 card. Like, I don't do that in the sense of where I'm going to say that that's the value as I pull it. Like, I think it would be more appropriate to have a range, you know, it's like PSA 10 prices go, you know how like Leonhardt, anytime people, or like Loot Box, anytime they pull a card, they post the PSA 10 value.
Yeah.
I think it would be more better for the audience if they knew, you know, the at least PSA 10 through PSA 8 prices. You know, if they said in PSA 10 it goes for this, in PSA 9 it goes for this, in PSA 8 it goes for this. Yeah. You know, but in the title of a video, you know, it just makes the content more attractive to clickbait, as they say.
I'm more susceptible to, you know, listen to a Pokemon content creator that's been around, you know, that has gotten their own stuff graded before. If they pull out a raw card, they can say that, oh, this is what the price is going to be within that range. Or if they say, like, oh, this is a $50,000 card, then I'm more susceptible to believe them. Like, if it's like Rev saying that this is a $50,000 card, then he knows what the value is going to be once it comes. Like, he knows what it's going to relatively grade for, right? It's like Bonnie or like myself, when we look at cards as far as like myself, when we talk up to PSA, like, we can pretty much guess for the most part and be kind of correct about what it's going to grade, and then sort of equate a value to that. So
I don't know. My opinion on this is, like, I think it's all transparency, because what does everybody think when you open a pack, right? Everybody in the back of their mind, the first question is, "Ooh, what's a PSA 10 worth?" Like, either you hate it or not, you think that, you ask that, and that's the first question, and boom, this is how much it's worth. But it's different. Like, if I look at it, like, I do breaks. When I break it, I look at it and I'm like, I know how much a PSA 10 is worth, but I don't think this will grade a PSA 10. I tell people, like, oh, there's a white nick right here, or maybe scratches in the hollow. So I think it's transparency, but I don't mind that. I have open arms to it. I want to know, like, even if it's not a PSA 10, let's say for the average collector that can't have a PSA 10, right? You want to, at least let's say you have a PSA 1. You can be like, oh man, I have a PSA 1, you know, first edition Charizard, because I only have $1,000 to spend. But if this was a 10, you know, it'd be worth $500,000. Like, in the back of our mind, that makes me happy in general, right? I have a piece of history that could be worth that, but it's not.
I think Super Effective Collectibles said it best. Everyone should do their own due diligence, right? Like, when it comes to spending money, whether it's $5, $20, $30, $100, or $20, or thousands of dollars, you should be doing your due diligence when it comes to it, right? Like, I remember when I first got back into the hobby, spending $100 on a booster box, that was crazy for me. Like I know when I spent like $175 on a PSA 9 holographic Expedition Charizard. I remember when I bought it, I was like, man, this is crazy. Like who would do this? And then, summer of last year, I spent $2,750 on a Pokemon toy, and I thought it was crazy then too. But it's all about doing your due diligence. If you buy something, then yeah.
I thought I was mentally I thought there was something mentally wrong with me when I paid $11,000 for a Skyridge booster box.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, I was like, what am I doing? Am I crazy? Like I literally thought about selling it the moment I got it, but I just sat on it, and thank God I did.
What kind of scares me though, like where I'm so used to spending like lots and lots of money now on collectibles, I've kind of become desensitized in spending, $50 on a card or $100 on a card. That's kind of scary to me. But I'm gonna. What were you?
No, I was about to say, PokeJew, what's that scary amount for you now? He's like, about $100,000.
So like, I've realized what I am now, with collecting as long as I have been.
Yeah.
I just lower value cards don't really do it for me. I'm the PokeJew. I have to have the collection to back up my name. That's part of me, and I've always had an affinity for the big cards. Two cards I'm currently trying to figure out how to be able to manage funding getting them is I really want a PSA 10 first edition Lugia from Neo Genesis, and I really want a Gold Star Rayquaza PSA 10.
Oh, he's going for the Three Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to be a English trophy collector. Like I know, the real collectors say, set cards will never be trophy cards, but in my heart they are.
Yeah.
Like I particularly am not a big fan of the Japanese trophy cards, though I would not mind having the 1997 number 1 Pikachu trophy card. Like the Illustrator card doesn't really do much for me, but that one does. And also, I would not mind having the number 1 trophy card from the DC Worlds, because I was there. I was at that event.
Okay.
So having the number 1 trophy card from the DC Worlds would be really, really sentimental, as well as valuable.
How many of those did they give out? Like, how many winners were there?
I think there was like 6 cards of each printed, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one up for sale in a while.
I don't think there's been any public sales of the ones that came from
DC.
Yeah, I know.
I would have known.
A friend of mine, Pack Fresh Charizard, has a number 1 English trophy card from 2016, I believe.
Right.
But most of those are just private sales. Like a lot of that stuff just happens behind the scenes, and no one ever hears about it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, for me, I want to be able to upgrade my PSA 8 first edition Shadowless Charizard to a 9. I should be able to do that this year, I think. I want to get I want to be able. So I know the guy. I told him this. I told him straight up in January. I was like, "Look, your card is my chase for this year." So like he had the only one that has it.
Yeah.
It's a Pop 1 PSA 9 first appearance Lugia card. That's what I want for this year, just because it's that rare. So that's what I'm shooting for this year.
Hey.
Yeah, and people need to understand, like, in order to get the cards that we want, it's not an easy task. We're not reaching into a bank vault that we have, pulling out stacks of cash and just being able to afford it on a whim. Like, it's sacrifice. Like, you literally gotta sell the items in your collection that you love to be able to get it. Like, but when I was chasing after my PSA 10 first edition Charizard, before the Logan Paul hype, even before the Gary V hype, I had a deal lined up with a guy in California for one, and I was going to get it for $45K at the time.
Man.
and we had it all lined up. We had it scheduled out. I had a collection of 10 PSA graded first edition Charizards of various grades. I had 10 slabs. You know, I was like, oh, if I'm not going to get the 10, I'll just get as many graded slabs as I can. So I found one, you know, a guy who was willing to sell. He set it aside for me. We had the deal done. It took me a couple of months to sell all of my favorite cards and all kinds of other things from my collection. I was scheduled to fly out to him in March of 2019. COVID happened. All flights were grounded. No one was flying anywhere. The world was in panic. The deal was just died from there.
Yeah.
I could not get my cards back. Gone.
Yeah.
Like they were gone.
Jeez.
I know like I like I said, I started a year and a half ago. I traded 11 cards to get my PSA 8 first edition Shadowless Charizard card, and that
gave up a lot.
Yeah, that was tough. And like the reason why it was just tough is because like people don't understand like I'm not like people like when people see like expensive cards, they automatically assume that you're made out of money. But like I bought a lot of those cards when they were, $100, $200, $300, something that I could, afford once every single week. And, I didn't get all those cards right off the bat. And oftentimes I had to like sell some of my own collection to be able to afford some of these cards that I had to trade. And, what makes it worse is like some of the cards that I traded were some of the cards that I personally graded. And there's more of an attachment to that because it's like, oh, I bought this card as like a near mint card, and then it came back as a 9, right? And so, when I traded it, it was tough. Like I had to ask Gary, I asked Charizard King, I asked Rhyme Styles, like, what do you guys think? Like, I kid you not, I probably asked him like multiple times for like 2 weeks straight. It's like, I don't know what do you guys think I should do? Because like these are cards that really mean something to me. Like. Both my WotC Lugias, I had a first edition 7 and a PSA 9 Aquapolis Lugia. Like, my PSA 8 Gold Star Charizard, that was tough. But yeah.
Sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah. Sacrifices.
That's the only way to do it. I mean, I had one of my first vintage cards I ever bought when I got into the hobby 2016. I won an auction on eBay. The seller was, adult owned, smoke free home. I won a mint condition first edition Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny for about $360 raw. And I kept it raw for a couple of years. And I don't know why I didn't send it for grading immediately. I just kept it as a binder card. I ended up trading it to someone for like 10 Skyridge booster packs. They sent it to PSA.
Came back as a 10.
And it came back a 10. Yeah.
That's happening.
And like a year after that, they posted it up for sale. And I bought it for like
let's go.
Like 1,000 times more than what I paid for it originally.
Yeah.
So in March of 2020, before like right when COVID hit, I had just bought a unlimited Shining Celebi and a unlimited Shining Gyarados Revelation from a he had been MIA from Pokemon community for a while. He said, "Shivam, I'm selling my cards. I'm selling these 2 cards for $60." I bought both of those cards for $60 in total. And I was like, okay, I'll buy it, A few weeks later, I came across a Facebook listing of this, of my Snap station. And I had to make moves almost immediately. So the day before I left, I was like, I need gas money. So I sold both of those cards to my buddy Raiku's Pokemon, Davis Fig. And I find out like a month later that both of those cards came back as PSA 10s. And I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding me.
Dang.
I'm glad I got the because like when he had never done business with me before, he said, "Shivam, like, are you sure this is near mint?" And I had to ship it from one side of the coast to the other side of the coast. I said, "Yeah, these are near mint cards. I personally think they're near mint." I didn't think exactly if they were mint condition. Like I was still relatively new to the whole grading thing. I hadn't been grading for too long, and so it was tough. I was like, man, this is rough. And I sold both of those cards for like a total of like $160, and I asked like, man, if I didn't sell it, I mean, I could have easily just paid for my gas with a credit card or something, and still would have kept those 2 cards.
Yeah.
Man.
Somebody.
Yeah, I mean, in order for me to get this,
sacrifice.
I literally sold like 90% of my collection at the time to be able to get it.
Oh, that'd be so hard. Nice.
This was 5 figures at the time, when I purchased it. So it's a real emotional roller coaster to be able to upgrade your collection to the next level. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people just see you have high-end items and assume you're rich.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm not rich. like I have a nice collection, but you just, the earlier you start, the better the luck you have.
Showing that, I've seen a lot of Facebook groups that I'm part of, like International Pokemon Collects. Like, a lot of people have first edition base set in their collection. I don't know if it's real or not, but like they flex a lot, and that leads me to believe. Do you know like how much are in the world? Because I just keep watching it. A lot more people are coming out, showing like, oh, I've had this sealed for a while, like coming back into the hobby, and like first editions coming out a lot. A lot of unlimiteds are coming out into light. It's crazy.
Gary has 9, and then I know Gary knows of another guy that has 20.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about America. Like, these are international, like people in Singapore, people in China that like, are avid collectors. Like,
you said Gary knows a guy that has 20.
Yeah, Gary. There was a recent video that just came out where I think it was like right after the whole Logan Paul box break. Like, some guy interviewed Gary. Gary was like, Logan has 6, I have 9. And then he said that he knows someone that has 20.
Oh my god,
that's insane.
Yeah.
Michael just did the math in his head real quick. Insane.
I mean, the thing is, like, the people who have these boxes, you would think that with the price of skyrocket high as it is, that these boxes would just be coming up for sale like crazy. That there would be 4 listings on eBay for them. But it's there can't be, thousands of these boxes still floating around, because if there was, that would be the case, but there's not. Like, anytime one comes up for sale, it's a new record, and a lot of times, a lot of these boxes are moving behind the scenes too. Like, there could have been a box that sold for $480K, yesterday, but it was kept private. And that's why I think that there's got to be under 100 left in existence. If I were to put an educated guess into it, I would say there's probably at least 100 authentic boxes still floating around, because there's lots of people that have 1 box, and more boxes are getting opened. Like, there's lots, I've heard stories of people, just opening a box just to pull the Charizard.
Jeez.
That leads me to the next question. What do you ever see all these boxes being broken? Like, do you think that there's going to be a point in time where we're just not going to have any first edition Shadowless booster boxes?
I think there will always be 1 sealed box left somewhere. I mean, it's one of those items that will be in a museum one day.
Oh,
like in the Smithsonian 100 years from now.
It could be in one right now.
It could be. It very well could be. Yeah. It's such a pop culture phenomenon from 1999 to now. Like, in fact, I would even say that it's more popular now than it's ever been ever.
Right.
Dang. Guys, I want to take a second. All 93 of y'all, thanks for like joining in. If you can, smash that like, it's free. It doesn't cost you a penny if you like it, and consider subscribing if you like what we're talking about, because we do this every Sunday at 8 p.m. U.S. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time too.
Yeah. So, when was the first? Like, when did you get a first edition Shadowless Charizard in your collection? Do you like what? When did you get your first edition Shadowless Charizard? Because I'm about to ask you another follow-up question.
My first edition Charizard I bought was in 2016 or early 2017. I bought a PSA 7 for $700, and I cracked it out of its slab for a binder collection.
Oh,
Dang.
so at that time, did you believe that Charizard artwork itself was still fine? Like, do you still consider that artwork fine art then, as you do today?
Yeah. Like, to me, it is I knew what it was as a kid. I didn't have one as a kid, but I knew first edition base set was like, it was like something of magic almost.
Right.
If you had one of those cards, you were the most popular kid in the school.
Yeah, you're the coolest kid on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that leads me to my next question. So, because of where you consider it fine art, there's around 100 pieces of fine art in the actual fine art in the world that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, some of them are practically priceless, right? Do you ever see that one slab ever, like let's say if Gary or the other person, which we don't know unless you do, who has the BGS 10 pristine Shadowless Charizard, first edition Shadowless Charizard, ever were to put it on auction, do you ever see a card like that? Or if we were to ever get a black label first edition Shadowless Charizard, do you ever see that particular card in the future ever hitting that sort of mark in terms of price point?
In the future? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
To
a
the
black
moon.
label first edition. Let's say it's 2040, right? And someone has the first ever black label fixed stamp first edition Charizard. That would multiple millions in my mind. What is a Hannes Wagner PSA 1?
$1 million right now.
Yeah, a PSA 1.
Yeah.
Imagine no existing 10s.
Yeah.
If there was a 10 of that right now, that would be going for the same exact price as like an authentic Leonardo da Vinci painting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Last high sold Honus Wagner card. I can't remember the grade, but I know it sold for $21 million. So yeah.
And that was like a while ago, right?
That was a long time ago.
Wow.
So like, in today's market, if Gary or the other person, if they were to put their BGS pristine first edition Shadowless Charizard card up, what would you evaluate that price at?
Definitely over $1 million.
Really?
Yeah. I think Gary's pristine 10 thick stamp, it could probably fetch north of $1 million for sure right now, today. It could even it would even hit 2 million.
And he has 3 of them? Is it 3?
Yes.
He has 2. There's rumors that he is the owner of the third one, that he's just keeping that information private, but that's just rumors,
When you have rumors about yourself, that's insane.
So
he's that legendary.
Yeah.
So if that's the case with the first for the pristine 10, what do you think in today's market a black label would go for?
Ooh, spicy.
Same thing. It would definitely be in the like, I could imagine it hitting 5 million right now.
That's insane. I can see that too.
I
can't
imagine it.
Because like, you gotta associate it to age too, and what people who are actually into the hobby are willing to spend. Because there are guys that are insanely wealthy who are our age right now who are willing to spend that much.
Yeah.
And they haven't even touched the actual amount of true wealth that they could have accumulated when they're 50, 60.
Do you see Logan ever trying to buy, like, has Logan ever tried buying one of those pristines off of Gary before?
It was in that video, right? Wasn't he trying to?
Yeah, he originally tried to buy the pristine 10 from Gary.
Yeah.
But Gary, same thing with his boxes. I think he wants to pass them on to his kids. You know, he will never sell any of his first edition base set boxes. I think he's even said he loves his boxes more than his Charizards.
Yeah.
But he's not public about those because, you know, they're more for his children's inheritance.
I know. We were gonna have Devin on here, but we still do plan on having Devin here on the podcast, his son, just to sort of talk about that. Yeah, that's really interesting. Just to take a quick break. Obviously, we are a sponsored podcast by TCG Stadium. You guys can definitely go on TCG Stadium to buy your products. I know some person on my TikTok said is TCG Stadium legit because the prices are too good to be true. Yes, they are legit. Some of the price points are actually really good. They're doing a live box break on the 28th. If you want to look for more info on that, definitely either follow them on Instagram at TCG_stadium or go on tcgstadium.com.
You can subscribe to their newsletter too to get discount. Here you go, right here. I have it on the screen share. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter. Get a 5% discount on your next purchase for new customers, and you'll be notified on pre-orders, restocks, and new product availability.
And you can use code PokeTime as well. And I think they're starting to do a little bit. They're starting to get into the box break game a little bit more often because they just got done with their jungle one not too long ago. So they're doing it again. If you, I think that pretty much covers it. I think that pretty much covers what we need to say in regards to TCG Stadium. Definitely go check them out.
Okay.
But yeah, back to getting the PokeJew back on the screen.
All right.
Do you have left to say, Yizzy? Do you have anything? Did we cover everything?
I think we did. We could spend days upon days just talking about this. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I know you and myself. We probably talk about Pokemon for at least an hour and a half on the phone, almost every other day or at least every day.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about, and I think we want to save topics. Do you want to do a quick Q&A, maybe 10 minutes?
Before we do that, Michael, do you have anything else to say? Do you have a blog? Obviously you're doing your box break with David Lopez, the 26th.
Yeah.
Are you also going to be present at the box break on the 7th?
No, I'm not going to be present during Logan Paul's break, but there are still a small handful of packs available for the box break that David Lopez and I are doing on the 26th. I think there's 5 or 6 packs left up for grabs. So if you've been thinking about it, if you've been interested, now would be the time to get your hands on one while they're still available. Because if not, I'm going to be selling them super quick.
Yeah.
So
this is the unlimited box break, guys. On the 26th.
I'd grab it right now. They're 1,000 each, right?
Yep. Just send me a DM if you want in. Each person that buys a pack for the box break will also be entered into a raffle for a mint condition unweighed Skyridge booster pack, as well as a couple of PSA 10 base set hollows.
That's a really good.
And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a really good time. It'll be streamed on David's YouTube. I might stream it on mine as well from my phone.
You should.
We should get a pack. PokeTime. We get a shout out too, right? You get a shout out, huh?
Absolutely. See? Oh yeah, I'll hype you guys up big time.
Ooh, okay, sure.
Talk about it amongst yourselves, you know.
Okay, cool.
I mean, we can do it, Yizzy.
Yeah.
We can fund.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously you guys can follow Michael here on Instagram at ThePokeJew. Same handle on TikTok too, right?
Yep, ThePokeJew, ThePokeJew, all YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yep.
Definitely
follow.
Yeah.
He is. If you guys have any particular questions in regards to Michael here and you want to DM him, do not DM him hey or yo. Actually, straight up DM him actual questions, because I know myself, you definitely get flooded with your DMs, and you enjoy helping people out, you really do. So it's just a faster way to DM people and answer your questions. I know you're just being friendly if you do just say yo or hey or how's it going.
Yeah.
But
And he does
yeah.
see your messages too. Even if you just want to say something nice, he'll see it. He'll like it, and that's
Yeah.
it. You know.
That's a big conundrum that I've been having is, you know, I'm one of the friendliest people you'll talk to, and everyone who knows me knows that I'm a good guy and I want to be able to talk to everyone, but I can't answer the hard eyes to my story posts because I get literally 100 hard eyes or fire emoji reactions to my story posts that I do, and it's like,
yeah,
I appreciate everyone who messages me, but I'm trying to do the best that I can to respond to everybody, but it's overwhelming. And if I don't see your message or if I don't respond to it, it's not because I don't like you as a person or anything. Like I love you all. You guys have been amazing and supportive. It's just, it's really time consuming to sit and, you know, respond to people because I tried doing that.
There's not enough time.
I spent like a couple of hours just responding to every message, and it would bleed into questions that it's like they're so generic and so general that it's like I don't want to sit there and tell you just have to research, you know. Like I can't do the research for you.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, and it's like, so, but trust me, I'm trying to do my best to respond to everybody. So
eventually you're just gonna have to get some sort of assistant. That's where things are headed.
Yeah.
So I've actually been set up for Instagram. Unlocked this thing where it's like a Q&A kind of thing where if someone messages me, they get like a list of things that like can like quick answer their questions. I've also been monetized on Instagram as well, so I need to really start doing that.
When did you get monetized? Did you get monetized when you hit 25K?
I don't know when I hit it, but I know I'm supposed to be going live a lot more often and doing Q&As so that people will buy badges.
Ooh, I'll buy a badge.
Last November. So I don't know how that all works. I just know it's basically the equivalent to them trying to compete against TikTok's lives and being able to get donations.
It's literally just like TikTok. Yeah, you go live on TikTok and people will buy the badges or the things or whatever, and it accumulates. Instagram is literally the same thing. You go live, do a Q&A, spend a couple of hours on there, and maybe you'll get $20 worth of donations.
Yeah. No, yeah, TikTok and Instagram, they're going to be taking a buttload of cuts out of that stuff.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead and start the Q&A then.
Yeah, we got to get the sleeper of the week, though.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So, you were here last time. You said base set in first edition Shadowless base set was your sleeper of the week. But we're going to challenge you a little bit differently. What do you think is a sleeper of the week that's less than $100?
As like just vintage, modern, or
it could be
anything.
Any card. It could be anything Pokemon related. I know myself and Yizzy, we said toys, we said figures, we said local card shops as a sleeper. Like you could go in any direction. You just have to say why.
On the spot.
I want to say, like, don't sleep on the XY and Black and White series cards.
Ooh,
okay. Like PSA graded XY Flashfire Charizards. I know they're probably not under $100 at this point, but like I still feel like they are so undervalued.
Yeah.
The pop reports on like the Black and White era is really low. I was looking at like legendary treasures, plasma freeze, the Zard and legendary treasures. There's like only 30 of them. It's like super low.
Yeah, and like I bought like cases of Flashfire blisters for like uber cheap, and now they're just like completely unobtainable, and I regret selling them when I did. But,
how much are they? How much are they now? Do you know off the top of your head?
If one comes up for sale, I think it's like $6,000-$7,000 now or something like that for a case sealed.
Jeez.
So it's like 144 blisters.
Jeez, I feel it.
All right, let's go ahead and get our Q&A up.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and type that out
now.
Okay, this is what I was thinking while we the Q&A field. This is what we're gonna do, Shiv. We're gonna do kind of a rally style. Okay, we're going to get one booster pack from their break from your good friend David Lopez and our good friend Michael, and we're gonna have it for like a Poke Tea Time pack. It's not me and yours. It's a Poke Tea Time pack. So you can buy spots like slots in it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like shares. So we can do 1,000 shares, $1 each, or like $2 each, and then at the end we'll just give it away to our viewers. If we hit a hollow, we'll grade it and then do a mass giveaway. Boom! Genius! Let's go! You know what I'm saying?
I think it requires a little bit more discussion because I'm confused by the route. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. So it's 1,000 for the card, right?
For the pack.
For the pack, we'll do like 20 shares for 20. No, that wouldn't add up. Basically, it'd be $1,000. And each person can buy a share in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Isn't that genius?
I guess. I'm going to have to think on it because I'm confused.
Michael, you get it, right? It's the rally method. It's like stocks.
No. But you're still keeping on to something. But the opening aspect and then getting it graded and how it goes back to people who actually have it, that part I do not know.
We'll work out the details for it.
Discuss it. We'll talk more about it.
Okay.
I get the concept. I do for sure.
Yeah. So it's more of a. It's not just Shiv and Yizzy's pack. It's Poke Tea Time's pack.
Well, Michael just said he gets a cut, so it's like 50% his.
Okay. Deal. We'll figure it out after this.
He might want more in terms of a.
After tea time hours.
I gotta get a little something out of it, you know.
Hey.
Yeah.
A little something.
Easy ask: can ThePokeJew legally become his dad?
Probably not.
Okay, that's fair. Base set boxes are for the 1% of collectors now. Where do you see the ceiling on base set unlimited box? Ooh, that's actually a good question. Base set unlimited boxes. Do you see growth potential? Because like when Logan Paul effect was still going up, right? We saw how high PSA 9s and PSA 10 unlimited base set Charizards were going for. Do you see that ever going back up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, it's just time goes into supply and demand. The more that time goes on, the less supply is available and the demand becomes higher. And, there's going to be a point where base set unlimited will be hard to find, and people who really want to get into it, the price is just going to, it'll be slow, but it should still be steady.
I agree, because I think right now we're in this whole fad where more people are opening up base unlimited boxes now more than ever. Like it's frequently.
Yeah, like I got these in a trade recently. Like these are just binder condition cards of unlimited Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard. But it's like I got a good deal on them because they're still relatively affordable now. But like these are super, super high demand. Like just the average collectors, I'm sure I'm going to be getting DMs of people who are going to want to, buy these off of me.
Yeah.
But it's like I got them in the trade because it was nice and they were valued pretty good. But I know eventually, this Charizard here will be at a point to where there's just not enough supply to meet the demand.
Right. Thoughts on Topps Chrome, Sparkle, Spectra, and Technos?
Say it again.
What are your thoughts on Topps Chrome, Sparkle, Spectra, and Technos?
Ooh.
I personally think that the Chrome series are the real ones. Like that for Topps, those are scenarios where they just don't have the amount of hype behind them that the average regular set cards do. And in that case, it's all about rarity. Rarity is the driving factor with Topps cards.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree because I know myself and Rhymestyle, we were talking about the Topps Chrome booster boxes as well as the Topps Pokemon the Movie 2000 box where you can get these first appearance Pokemon cards. They're still very much undervalued. I know TCA, I think he sold his Topps Pokemon the Movie 2000 box for probably less than $3,000. But the sheer population behind some of these cards and how difficult it is to grade and the stuff that goes into it. It's very, very difficult to find. You know, like I know when it comes to Topps Chrome, I don't think that there really is anyone that's completed an entire master set of a lot of these Sparkles or Chromes or even Sparkle Spectres or Technos. You know?
Yeah, and Topps just doesn't hold the same nostalgic value that the regular set cards do. Like growing up as a kid, like
yeah, no one wanted those.
Everyone had stacks and stacks and stacks of Topps cards, but like you know, it was the binder collections and stuff that everyone really cared about. And nostalgia is a huge driving factor in vintage, where you know the prices on Topps are really showing that the more rare stuff is the more expensive stuff, and even though it's nostalgia doesn't drive that value.
Right. So do you ever see that sort of stuff hitting like crazy prices? Because like there's a guy on eBay that has his BGS 9 first appearance Lugia listed for $75K, and I asked, well, I mean, I know DFW is a guy that, you know, middleman in terms of grading that card at BGS, and I know they got his buddy that, you know, got it, and you know, like his reasoning behind it is like, yeah, there's just less of these. This is more rare than the first edition Neo Genesis Lugia. So, like when it comes to a lot of these Sparkles, Spectres, and Technos, do you ever see it, you know, ever shadowing some of these prices for, you know, obviously like a first edition Shadowless Charizard versus like a Techno Charizard, right? Like, do you ever see that ever happening?
No,
yeah,
not personally. I mean, I think, you know, they will have steady, moderate growth, but like that one card that you listed or that you mentioned that's listed for how much again?
This is a Pop 2, but there's 3 collective 9s between BGS and PS. So this
75,000?
75K.
Yeah, I mean, do you personally think that someone will pay that much in today's market for that card?
I don't know. I think it comes. I say no, and the reason why is just because of where it's so niche and where a lot of collectors are just not at the subject matter of it. I think like if you have actual serious collectors, then you might, but. It like, you know, I was baffled when I saw the no number top Sun Charizard card sell for $450,000. So I don't know, the crazier things have ever happened. Things.
And a lot of people I've talked to said that card should have never hit that price.
Really?
Like I don't know who bought that card, but clearly, you know, it wasn't. I don't think it was someone that was focusing on the card itself. I think someone was focusing on the population number.
Yeah.
You know, this is a Pop 1 card that literally got cut in half the moment TCA revealed his.
Yeah. TCA got his like literally like a couple of weeks later. It's like boom, there's another one.
Jeez.
I don't think another one there. It'll never hit that price again. I personally feel, but I don't know. I don't know too much about Topps, but you would think that if it's that popular that someone's willing to pay that much, why isn't it as mainstream as the rest of the English cards?
Right. That's fair. Let's see.
Will Evolutions get another big bump after the Logan Paul break? And will that affect Modern in short term?
Evolutions will continue to grow. Yeah, it'll continue to have slow and steady growth. I mean, I don't know if the trading card company is still printing Evolutions. I don't think they are. I know I've heard rumors that they printed so much that it literally could last, you know, as long as it has, and they wouldn't dwindle on supply.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's like more people now keeping things sealed now more than ever. So, like when I see stories of people buying, you know, 17 booster boxes and they just want to sit on that, like to me, it's kind of scary. You know, like you have so many people with the same booster box and of what the most printed set of all time. I don't know.
I mean, there's still warehouses that have it.
More popular than vintage to the younger generation in some sense, because I can't tell you how many times, like I opened a base set pack on TikTok, and the video did really well, but like I got 100+ comments saying fake, no code card, so it's fake. You know?
Jeez. Yeah. And there's warehouses still have this product.
Yeah.
They're selling it for freaking an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But it's still out there. It's just the demand is insane for it. You have one Hidden Fates ETB left. Keep it sealed or open.
Open.
Really?
Because you can still get another one later for, they're still so affordable. Open it, have some fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Lance 90, I think we already kind of answered that question. Are we expecting the market value to increase after the next week? I believe so.
Wait, let me know what you get.
Yeah.
He's right now.
Do you ever thank your sister for getting you back into Pokemon?
My sister?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thank my mom and my sister all the time, because if it wasn't for them, I would have never even... That's what kickstarted. Yeah, I guess that person remembers from our last podcast.
Yeah.
The story about how I first started.
Yeah, they deserve your first edition Charizard. That's all. No, they deserve one Skyridge pack. I think they deserve one Skyridge pack, in my opinion.
So I know your parents have been, your parents, your sister, they've seen where you were before and what you are now, right? What was it like for them to say to see you do what you did back then, and then up to the point where you were like, I'm going Pokemon full time, to what you're doing now? What did they have to say about that?
It's kind of mind blowing, because I remember having conversations with them about being if I did something for them that was really helpful or whatever, I forget what it was, but it was to help them with a big project around the house and a few other things, and just being available, and this being my birthday and Christmas present for the next 2-3 years was I really wanted a PSA 9 first edition Charizard, and at the time it was $6,000, and I was Dad, this is going to be one of those cards that just keeps going up in price. This was $3,000 a few months ago. And it was okay, I had to put in a lot of work to be able to get that card, and it never happened. I ended up having to, buy, a lot of my own collection and then sell it. Pallet Town Pokemon TCG.
Good guy. Great guy.
He sold me my first ever PSA 9 first edition Charizard, and we laugh about it to this day, because he sold it to me for $5,500, and it took me almost 8 months probably to pay it all off.
Oh man!
But he was one of my best buds, and he still is to this day. And,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we laugh about that. It's dude, it took you 8 months to pay me for that $5,500 card, and now you got look at where we're at now.
Yeah. I talk to him pretty often. Really, really nice guy.
Yeah. That reminds me of one of my good friends. He's not in here, but Polish Rob. I remember we both got monetized fairly the same time, earlier in the year. And then we were talking about back then, we were like, man, if we could only get $15 a video, per video, we would be so thankful. I mean, we get more than that now, but we were like, we can open one blister pack per video if we make just at least $15 a video. That's funny. That's so funny.
What do you when you see all-time highs? I'm sure you're probably discussing that with your family from times oh, this is what it goes for now. What do they have to say about that? Are they oh, go sell it?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they think I'm stupid for holding on to the stuff. Because if let's say if that Charizard did sell for $500K, and if the box I sold to Lofty sold for $450K, which it did, that means 2 items in my collection are now worth what my whole collection was in its entirety with the last time we did our podcast.
Yeah.
So, think about that. You guys were saying the man with the $1 million collection,
Yeah. You were close to $1 million. That's what you said last time. And now 2 items are roughly, close to $1 million now.
Yeah,
which is
it's
absolutely mind blowing.
If we're still around, like imagine like our first, like if we do like another interview like 1 year later with you on here, like we can go back and laugh at it too.
I mean,
oh my god, yeah.
we're
I told my wife, like, if the box ever does hit $1 million, like if the box is selling for $1 million, I would sell it then. But because like that's, and it's not because I'm being greedy, you know, it's because that's what it would take for me to sell one of my favorite items in my collection.
Yeah. No, when we interview you, we were just like, what's your favorite Pokemon? Charizard first edition base set. What's your most expensive first edition base set? What about your favorite? It was just Charizard first. Like you just kept saying it, and I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna try anymore.
See, the thing is that like a lot of people don't really understand. Like when you sell, like if you were to sell something to that caliber, it still takes a lot for you to sell. Like it's like, man, this is something that you know that you worked so hard for. Like you get like I know Mizkif asked Rev like would he ever sell his collection if someone offered the money? He said no, flat out no. So like I totally get it. I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, but at the end of the day, like everyone has a family, you know, you can always use that money for family. And I think that overrides any sort of collectible.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I was greedy, I would be in a mansion right now. You know, I would have sold my collection and I would be in a mansion and I would just be like, oh, hey, I'm the ThePokeJew, but like I wouldn't really be the ThePokeJew because who am I without my collection, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Same.
And that's kind of like I could see the argument of me being greedy there, but like, you know, my house is not a expensive house, like, you know, and I live comfortably and you know, I'm living a happy life and I'm thankful, you know, to have gotten into the hobby early enough to be able to, you know, the hope is to have an early retirement, you know, and to be able to have money that, you know, I can pass on to my kids. You know, like that's I never thought that was possible with what I was doing before Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but now, and same thing with my parents. I think my parents are just kind of like, it's just so mind blowing. They can't put it into words, kind of thing.
Like I told my mom, like I was done with school. Like I was burnt out. I was like, look, I'm doing Pokemon. They're like, no, go back to school. I'm like, no, I'm doing Pokemon. They didn't believe me, but like I was like, hey, you're good. Like,
wait, I thought you graduated.
No, I didn't. I had one class left, and I was like, you know what? I was burnt out with school. I was done. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Just breaking out of the normal routine is so scary. You know
that.
Yeah, I was a geoscience major, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. Like, I just got anxiety got me. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
Dang.
So
Okay.
I ran my parents. I run both my parents' businesses right now. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that like how much like if you truly bet on yourself, how far you can come. So it was one of those things. I'm glad I did the move that I did, you know, because like Pokemon is, you know, what I'm doing it for. I mean, it's crazy how far things can go with what you like. You know, I'm having fun with it all.
Yeah, and it's not like a super small market by any means. Like you and I are living very comfortably doing what we love.
That's all.
And there's enough to go around for a lot of people. You know, will it be that way in the future? No, you know, but you just got to be thankful that we're at a point in time to where we've been able to get ourselves to where we are, you know, and just being humble about it, you know. But that's kind of why it's like I wanted to work to. That's why I say, you know, I don't feel like I have like a foundation set yet for what I'm really trying to do.
Yeah, like it shows because like you're not being complacent either. Like I still see, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm the ThePokeJew, I'm letting my following grow. You're still putting out, you know, TikToks on a regular basis. Like I see it all the time. You're still being active on TikTok too. Hey, I mean, kudos to you, man.
Yeah.
I
kudos to both of y'all. I'm playing the violin for y'all. Like this is definitely.
Yes, you got to get on TikTok more, man.
Yeah, dude, you're missing out.
I am. I even thought about. Okay, Shiv did a TikTok where you did it and you went like this. boom, and then you got your jacket on. I was gonna do a collab with that, like with this one, right? I was gonna do this. What was that song called? It was like dun 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 dun, dun and it goes like boom, and then you put your jacket on. I was gonna go like this and look at you, and then look at myself, and I was gonna go, let me try it, and then boom, and then my jacket comes on.
You should have. You're missing out, man. Like, Michael, when you first started on TikTok, how many followers did you have when you first started on TikTok? Like when we did the podcast, you had just started.
Yeah, I might have had like maybe I just hit 1,000 or something like that.
Right. And now where are you at? Like, what exactly are you at now?
12.3.
So yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, I had a couple of videos that went like, I don't want to say semi-viral, but like, 250K views is a lot for me.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
YouTube, like that's phenomenal numbers.
Yeah.
I also had a YouTube video that went viral as well.
Yeah.
The one of Logan Paul opening my pack on the podcast. I took the TikTok that I had made for that and just posted it on my YouTube. And I guess YouTube made a short, like a short video. And it's now approaching 500K views.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I want to ask Pat Flynn about shorts because it's a weird like area. Like, how does shorts compare to like recorded videos, which compares to lives? So in my opinion,
shorts are like easier to go viral because like shorts are more for like just looking at your phone and seeing a quick video, and the views can build up a lot, and it's more about views and gaining of followers, but you're not going to get paid from them, obviously.
Correct. I think it comes down to I think one thing that TikTok has basically shown that attention spans are you can't, like, I know with YouTube, right? Like, you have to be able to catch someone's attention within like the first few minutes or so.
Yeah.
But TikTok is different. You have to catch someone's attention within that first second.
Yeah. It is.
Like, I've been implementing that sort of thing on a regular basis, like on TikTok, and I see some things where like one thing that I got advice from Alex Hodges was to just be disagreeable, because like if you're very agreeable on social media in general, then you're not gonna make any money off of that. So like I've been taking the role of being disagreeable, being very blunt on social media.
But that's just you.
Yeah, I mean that's just me. Like that, I can double down into that because I'm a very blunt person. So like I know Michael sees it sometimes. I know he gets a kick out of it, especially when I'm doing stuff about good old Jake. But
the one you did when like I don't want to like be like, oh, he's an idiot kind of thing, but like when you say what was it, that General Mills BGS 9 Pikachu, and he said it was $15,000.
Yeah,
and you were like, I was dying the moment you went. like you didn't have to say anything. Like I just started dying at that point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we hit 108 concurrent viewers. Guys, thank you so much for joining us as we kick it with our boy Michael. If you want to smash that like, I'm saying, it's free. Look, he even did a dance for y'all. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't do that often.
No, it's a treat, guys. It's a treat for me. I mean, I'm even shocked right now.
I agree with that. Like YouTube is definitely pushing out shorts just because they definitely are losing viewers to TikTok. So that's just what I see. It's the same thing with Reels, right? Like you can get a lot more views on Reels than just a normal video that you put out on Instagram. So
yeah, I mean, like if the video that I posted of Logan Paul opening the pack that he did on his podcast and shouting me out after he pulled the Blastoise, I mean, at the current rate, it's going to hit 1 million views. By the end of by this year, it will hit 1 million views.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy to me, and it makes me want to almost, anytime I have a successful TikTok, I almost want to post it on YouTube as well.
That's my game plan right here. Here soon, it's just gonna be straight shorts from like successful TikToks that I think are worth putting up on YouTube. That's what I'm about. As far as like shorts go. But I think this is gonna be the last question that I'm probably just gonna ask, and then if Yizzy has anything else to say, then he can say that, and then we'll just go aad and wrap this up because I mean
holy crap, this is our longest podcast now, isn't it?
Oh no. Alex still wins.
Oh.
I think
Well,
Alex,
dang.
I was gonna say Alex is he can keep you entertained forever. Like that guy is so hilarious.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah. But go ahead, Shiv.
So my I think this is my last question. What is the next big thing you're working on? Can you give us any idea in regards to that? Because I'm sure you're working on something. You are.
Oh, yep. The beard. He's scratching the hollow flakes are coming off.
He's like, do I?
Let me
want to
catch
say
some of it. I'm catching some of it. Oh.
Are you doing anything in particular in regards to, like, has Pokemon itself reached out to you?
Oh, now you're getting in the nitty gritties, Shiv. Jeez.
Oh no, I have not been reached out to by Pokemon.
Dang.
And you know, maybe I don't necessarily come off as like, you know, the kid-friendly Pokemon guy. I'm more driven towards the adult audience of the Pokemon community. And I think that might be the only reason why I might never get a call from Pokemon is because they are kid-centric.
Mm-hmm.
And Leon Hart is very, very kid-centric, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Super Duper Danny, she's very kid-centric, you know. And I'm, you know, I curse in my videos, and I cater to like the collectors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some other things under my sleeve. I do have some collabs that I want to do. I know Pat's in the chat. I would love to collab with him sometime soon.
Hey, you can ask him right now. He's in here.
Call him out. That's what he
Hey
did.
Pat, we need to collab sometime soon, man. Hit me up.
There it is. That's what Shiv does. If somebody ever comes in, he'll call him out.
Yeah. Fringe. I did it with Pat. You know, they have to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't have to say yes. It's just it's quick, straightforward. It's organic. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Pat Flynn is awesome, and his YouTube channel Deep Pocket Monsters is right off the bat phenomenal, and you just know, he's going to be hitting big numbers soon. Like like the amount of effort that he puts into his videos and his engagement is incredible.
He's changing the game. You don't see any other, like, he did his research. He's been in small channels, big channels. You see him everywhere, like absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, him and I talked about it before he even started it. Like, he told me that I was one of his inspirations to really get it going. And, to hear that coming from him, that really meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I told him before he even created his channel, I said, dude, you're going to blow up. Like, you are going to absolutely blow up. You're going to surpass so many people so quickly. It's not even going to be funny. And look where he's already doing it, you know?
Yeah. And he's still in it. Like, it's not like he got his information and he's gone. He's still around. He's still adding value to people. You know, that's awesome. It shows his true character and like his intentions for the community too.
If you haven't watched the podcast, we did have Pat Flynn on the podcast 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
guys, like definitely follow him because he's for sure a lover of the hobby and he's going to be around for a while. And I could see him hitting, PokeRev and Leon Hart levels one day for sure.
No, easily. His video is changing the game. It's changing the game. And Pat Flynn, I'm going to try to change the game, man. I want to level up just like you. I've been thinking about it. You did what's been on my mind, but that I couldn't do. But definitely, you've inspired me to try to change it too. I'm gonna think of ways.
And don't worry, Pat. If we do collab, I will be. I'll be very kid conscientious. So don't worry.
Yeah, he only dropped one bad word in this whole Poke Tea time, and he was allowed to just go ham. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to wrap? I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, but I'm kind of disappointed in both of you. You know, I've shown my mug multiple times. I haven't seen either of your mugs this entire time. Straight disappointed.
Yeah.
What do you?
I'm drinking a Diet Coke from. This is actually a watered down Diet Coke. So.
Okay. Oh, Yazzie, what's your excuse?
I got one right here. Look.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let's go ahead and sign off. Michael, you already know how we sign off every single time on here.
Let's take a second. Michael, I want to thank him for joining. the podcast. You deserve all the love in the world. Like honestly, like you didn't have to do any of this. Like we're little tadpoles here, and you're doing big things. So it's such an honor for you to have and speak to us, and even offer it, to come back. You could have been like, I'm done with them. They suck. But you came back on and you give us information, and I'm really appreciative for everything.
You want to come back? Definitely let us know, man.
Yeah, no, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and yeah, anytime you want me back, and definitely, pay attention to what I'm doing, because there are big things that are brewing, and I'm excited for them. I'm trying to really explode here, and I feel like I haven't even begun. So
I'm keeping up. You know me. I see the TikToks. I see the content. I'm always plugged in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I got a ton of Shining Fates coming on my way too soon, so that could be interesting as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But okay, I'm ready.
All right, so
they got ice in my veins. I got thunder in my veins, guys.
All right, Michael, we're gonna need you in on this one.
Oh.
Yeah, we're signing off, guys.
Sips up.
Yeah. Sip up.
Deuces.
And we're out.